Salam, and welcome back to Pushbox Banter. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Craig, and we're here to talk about F1 and all that implies. And fortunately, not languages as well. For both of us, pronunciation may be a little faulty. So this week, Baku. Man, good stuff.
Yes,
All sorts of
Azerbaijan.
stuff. Yeah, Azerbaijan.
Castles,
Wind.
Wind, branches.
Wind, rain, all sorts of craziness that happened. Pretty nuts, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, lots of walls,
Yes. All sorts of walls, castle walls, people running into walls.
concrete walls.
Man.
Yep,
Yeah. A lot of drama that went on this weekend.
lots of drama.
So, I mean, and talking about drama.
Mm-hmm.
So we start in qualifying. And you know what? I mean, we always talk about records being set in qualifying, and this week there was a record, and Lance Stroll's name is on it, but is not the sole owner of the record.
Okay.
So he actually made it out of Q1, made it to Q2, almost made it to Q3, but he had a gust of wind and it pushed him wide on one of the turns. So he legitimately was running really well, literally. So, but the other thing that we had in quality was the record-setting red flags. So we had 6.
That's right. We had six red
Six
flags.
of them, man. I mean, we had Albon, Hulkenberg, Colapinto, Bearman, Piastri, and Leclerc.
Gosh.
All of them out. It was like every time that you turned around, somebody was running into the wall. It seemed like, or running into some. Yeah, I think they all ran into. Yeah, it was just nuts.
Or like one led to another, led to another.
Mhm.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the shots was with Piastri running into the wall, and it looks like normal. Like basically, he loses traction and goes right into the wall. But there was one camera shot where he's coming towards the camera, and it looks cartoonish almost. It looks like he just runs directly into it without trying to avoid the wall. But that's not really the case. But it just didn't have the traction on some of the spots.
It looks like they were on ice the whole time.
Yeah, it was really interesting. The wind was howling. Leaves everywhere.
That's right.
Cats, they ran away. They
I didn't see any cats.
I know, because they were there all weekend, and then when the wind came out, they were wise and went inside.
That's right. That's
Mhm.
right. It was 2 hours long too.
It was a very
very long,
long quali. It was a cool quali, but a very long one. So yeah. Grab your popcorn, something to eat, something to do.
Yep.
Yeah. So we have quali,
it led to a lot of surprises, though.
Total surprises.
Kind of like a almost like a reverse grid in a way with Lawson and Sainz. Though Sainz, that was merit based. Like he drove really well, and he was driving well the whole weekend. But
he was driving really well the whole weekend. But what happened is he ends up putting on a lap early in Q3, gets on the board, beats Lawson was the first one through. Sainz was the second one through. Sainz had a better time, gets in first, and then we have Leclerc, and he runs into the wall, red flag. So everybody's like under pressure at that time. Baku being I think it is the longest track in the whole circuit. So it takes about 1:45 to go around. They're running out of time, so they start back up. They start going. Verstappen's on a flying lap, and he's close. And then all of a sudden, Piastri decides it's his turn to run into the wall. He didn't want to be left out, so he ran into the wall. And Verstappen's time doesn't count at that point.
Yeah.
And so it's still Sainz, then Lawson, 1-2. And there's just a little bit of time left out, enough to do a warm-up lap and then get their flying lap in. And Verstappen,
master class, really.
No kidding.
Amazing.
He ends up getting pole. Sainz comes in second. Lawson third. Great job for all of them. It's really impressive, though. Like, whenever the conditions get bad, Max still performs. Everybody else, it's a little questionable.
Right.
Hit or miss.
That's right. No, it was a good day for them. It was a good day for Mercedes as well.
Yes. So some of you guys, you may hear high-pitched squeaking in the background, and that is our mascot, Tokyo. So she, as you guys know, she is a bulldog.
She is.
She's very dainty, and she has a new toy today. It's a hedgehog, and it has a little squeaker in it. So from time to time, she likes to, chime in a little bit.
That's right.
We don't give her a headset because,
All right.
What's she
Yeah.
gonna- yeah.
But Mercedes, were they 4th and 5th? Excellent quality for
yes,
them.
and quality, yeah. Yeah, Antonelli.
Even Sonoda. Sonoda was
Sonoda
6th.
gets 6th.
Yes, amazing. Well, I don't say amazing, but like it was nice to see him out of Q2.
Out of Q2, and then doing an all right job in Q3.
Yeah. Not terrible.
Yeah.
So, I mean, going into the race, right? What was one of your takeaways right away?
Going into the race, going into the race, I'm thinking, hey, this is one of the first times that Williams has been on the front row in years. And then you've got Lawson, his first time. Like, how's he going to do? Because he's kind of racing for his career here.
Right.
And then, of course, Verstappen, he has the most poles, I think, this year so far.
Yeah.
And so is he going to win the race 2 in a row? How's that going to come out with the points? Is Piastri, is Norris, are they going to move up the grid because you got Piastri starting 10th? How are all of his repairs going to be? Norris starting 7th. He didn't have that good of a quality, so is he going to be able to step it up and put any pressure on Verstappen? Just a lot of questions overall. Ferrari. There's always the hopeful point for all Ferrari fans out there that this could be the time that it's going to happen. But no,
I honestly,
it's typically not. So always wondering.
Leading up to the race, I thought for a second, I'm like, okay, it's going to be carnage. Like we had that basically in qualifying, but with Lawson in second, Sainz in third. You know what happened last year with Sainz, right? With Perez.
Yeah,
you know how Lawson drives, and he doesn't like to give up a space, or he doesn't like to give up his position. I was like, okay, Verstappen's going to take off, and then something's going to happen,
Yeah.
And it didn't. Not really.
I know.
The only thing we saw was Piastri muck it up.
Right at the very beginning.
Yes. And I was thinking to myself, like, oh my goodness, we're starting to see the curse of Lando take hold of Piastri now.
Possibly.
Because one mistake leads to another, leads to another, leads to another.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he had that crash in quali, is kind of bummed out about it, starts the race, jump starts.
And then
what happens?
Anti-stalls on it.
Exactly. Anti-stalls for a little bit, gets all the way to the back, and then not more than five corners later, he's in the wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, you
Race
can't,
done.
You can't
Over.
make this up. And then he's got to watch, right? He's got to watch from the stands.
Right. He's right behind the wall.
Yes.
In the little corner.
Yes.
It's like you got put in timeout if you're a teacher or something like that.
For real.
Yeah.
I feel so bad, but it's like, okay, I wonder, was it McLaren that told him? Did they say, you know what? We need Norris to catch up on points. So what's fair is fair. You need to crash out.
Right?
After last week, I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, everything
goes into question now with me. Like, oh, wait a minute. Norris
it's only fair. It's only fair. Norris had problems with his girlfriend, Piastri. We need you to have problems too. Everything, that we heard last week was that, let them race. But here, Piastri, he's out. And so the question is at that point, who else is going to allow Norris to get some time back? They're not going to be able to call upon Piastri to give anything up. So do you think that they actually reached out to Mercedes or Red Bull or Racing Bulls to see if they would help Norris out? Maybe pause a little long on the pit stop for him, let him take a place back here or there.
Exactly.
Because that's only fair for Norris.
No, of course not. Of course not. We're joking. We're joking.
Yes.
But that did open up the door for Norris to capitalize on what now is the championship leader out of the race, right?
Right.
And so can he do it? What's the answer to that, Craig?
Not really.
No. The answer
pretty
is
much no. He starts in 7th. He stays in 7th. So I mean, he catches up. He makes up 6 points on the day on Piastri. So I mean, 6 points is better than no points.
Sure.
But really, like, this is an opportunity, and this has, I think, everybody in the Max Verstappen fan world very happy because Max Verstappen ends up winning the race.
That's right.
So 25 points there. So now he's only 69 points behind Piastri.
And there's, what, 7 races left?
Right. Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
He's
I
not too
think
far behind Norris either.
mathematically, it could happen.
Yeah, mathematically, it's still a possibility. Yes.
Craig is now a very happy camper.
Yes, yes.
His 2 favorite things, math and Max Verstappen. Excellent.
Yes, yes.
Well,
it was glorious.
Yes. Well, you never know. You really never know.
That's why you race.
Yeah, that's right. And I wonder what Lando was saying. Like, I wonder who he was blaming. If it was the pit stops again.
Well, he had a bad pit stop this time.
I mean, sure,
and
he did.
Possibly, I don't know if it would have enabled him to make up another spot, but yeah, but he did have a slow, like a 4-second pit stop again. It was a front right tire.
Do you think this opens up? Well, not necessarily opens up the door for anyone else because obviously McLaren are so far ahead. But do you think that we're starting to see a little bit of a decline with the McLaren car because it's so close and everybody's right there, right at their heels from Williams to Ferrari to Mercedes and of course the one Red Bull.
The Red Bull, yes.
Yeah, the one Red Bull.
Yeah. We all know who that is. Yeah, I think that McLaren. It's a very good question. It's a little challenging to answer.
That's 2 races.
Yeah, it's challenging to answer because we got 2 races in a row, but they're low downforce races. Typically, McLaren's not the best on the low downforce. We got Singapore coming up this next week. It's a high downforce race. I kind of feel like they're not adding any more upgrades really for the rest of the season. I don't think many other teams are.
Right.
So it's more of like finding out just little things here, little
tuning
things
here,
and setting things up. So you've got, like with Red Bull, Minkies is coming in, and from what everybody's saying is that Verstappen now he has a little bit more free reign on how the setup goes, and that's made a difference, at least in Monza. We'll see if they talk about that again this week.
Right.
Obviously, things went very well for him this week. There wasn't ever any question with his dominance.
Everything went right for him. There wasn't any really safety cars. Not really. Not that affected him. And he just... he had a good enough car to be up a couple seconds. The
only thing that could have gone even better is if Norris finished out of the points. That's the only thing that could have gone better for him. Everything that he had control over was flawless.
He dominated.
Yeah.
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 Well, I think the 3rd race will tell us. I mean, that will be a trend. Okay, Max Verstappen, something's going on with the Red Bull. Everyone's closer, and McLaren's just not dialing it in, or it's the drivers.
True.
And we can tell that with Piastri. I mean, there's no reason. Again, I'm not saying that there wasn't factors at play like the wind, the icy, what seemed like icy conditions, right? In terms of like the road being slick and them not be able to capitalize on their grip and stuff like that. But I think Singapore will tell us. And I mean, I'm not sure that anything else will change, but
I hope it does. I hope that
I hope so too.
Verstappen
I
and
hope so
Russell
too,
that they start putting a string of 1-2s together
That would
and
be
make it
nice.
really competitive and a little bit more fun to watch. Well, unless you're
at least on the drivers' championship.
on the drivers' championship. Now, this next race in Singapore, McLaren should secure the constructor championship potentially if they keep performing like they normally.
I mean, they
do.
could have this race.
Yeah.
But obviously, like their performance was less than expected, really, from both drivers.
Yeah, it really was.
Cool. So apparently, there is a doctor driving for Williams.
Yes,
and
a very smooth operator.
And there was a smooth operation that happened.
Yes.
Yes. So it was nice to see Williams and Sainz finally bringing back the smooth operator. First Williams podium in a while.
Yeah, 2021. I think George Russell was the last time that they were on the podium.
Yeah. And I'm surprised that it came from Sainz and not from Albon.
Really?
A little bit. I'm surprised that it hasn't happened yet. obviously we never expected it with like a sergeant or something, but
Yeah, that's true.
Albon's been there for a little bit, and for them to make that leap now, especially with Williams and seeing them kind of be a better team altogether, I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they
good for them.
Yeah, they had a really good, well, almost an excellent weekend. Like Albon, he had a bad quali, but both cars were performing really well. And Albon actually moved up a bunch. Started at the back of the grid, ended up 13th, I think, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I mean, for him,
I think
for
he had
where
a
he started.
I think he had a horrible weekend, if not probably one of his worst ones this
I am
season.
probably looking like looking at the glass.
I mean,
half full.
glass half full. I mean, he had a nice recovery.
He had
and it
opportunities that were there that he didn't seize just because of that quali.
Well, okay, so he had the crash in quali, right? The
Yeah.
first one. So he was obviously the first one out, and then he had I think he bumped.
That's right. I
in
forgot about that.
Calapinto
Yeah.
and got a 10-second penalty, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I forgot
So
about that one. Yeah, okay, let me revise my opinion here.
So
Albon, horrible weekend, horrible.
yeah, so
Yes.
it was a pretty bad weekend. I'm sure one he'll want to forget.
You know-
Not to say that. I mean, obviously he did move up, but
So-
still like.
So I'm
didn't
a
get
little
any points.
curious about this because during the week, one of the things that Williams has been doing is Carlos Sainz and Alex Albon, they'll get on and they'll get on like a Zoom call with different fans, and they'll answer questions, and they've given like dating advice, they've get like all sorts of stuff, right? And so they had a fan that called that was on, and it was like a 5-year-old girl, and she was asking him something, and then she asked him if she could send them, and this may have been a couple of weeks ago when this happened, but she asked him if she could send a sticker to them, and they would put it on their car. And so they asked her like what the sticker was, and it was like a little unicorn. And so Carlos Sainz, being the gentleman that he is, said, "Yes, send it. I'll put it on my helmet. I can't put it on the car, but I can put it on my helmet." And she said, "Okay." So she sent him a sticker. He put it on his helmet. This was the first race with it on, and he's on the podium. So maybe Alex Albon should have done the same.
Yeah.
And maybe his race weekend would have been much better.
It's
Much more like the smooth operators.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's the sticker that changed Baku.
Yeah, it is. Pretty much.
Could be.
Yeah,
Wow.
I know. It's my heartfelt story for the weekend.
Cheers to the 5-year-old.
Yes.
So, I mean, we talked about Mercedes a little bit, right?
Yes.
Did Antonelli finally find his confidence?
I think he did.
What do you think caused his confidence to come back?
You know, he had some struggles in quali. Like he had a couple of times where the wind blew him off near the end. He was on some good laps, but he had to push it and he had to make it happen, and he did. So it was pretty cool. Pretty cool seeing him come through.
Yeah.
And then during the race, right at the beginning of the race, or was it the very beginning? It was close to the beginning, and he's behind Russell, and he ends up passing him. And Russell kind of gets pushed wide and is like, "What the?" And Russell probably could have stayed on the track and kept position, but he chose. He didn't.
Sure,
want
he
to
was
run
afraid.
in.
Yeah,
right at the beginning, and it ruined the whole race. But yeah, and Antonelli held his own.
That's right.
He couldn't pass the guy in front of him, but he did hold his own. He did pretty well.
I think the reason he found his confidence was because they've unofficially said that they're both going to be the drivers for Mercedes for next year. So maybe he was a little nervous trying to overdrive.
Could be. I think it very well could.
That's
be.
always something I'm sure they're concerned about. Like, will I have a drive next year? And then that just causes like the Sergio Perez situation from last year, where you're just like you're chasing, and then all of a sudden the results don't come.
Right.
So it could be that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for Russell, it was a good week. Well, it was both good and bad, but he was sick.
That's true. He was sick going into the weekend. I think he said Friday he was really sick.
That's right. I think he was sick of not being on the podium.
Yes.
And so we saw a return of Mercedes to the podium. It was good to see.
Yes.
Though he's not my favorite. Good for them. Good for Toto.
It's not your least favorite.
He's not my least favorite. Yeah, but
Yeah, but it was good seeing him on the podium.
Nice little battles with. I think he went through what was it, Lawson,
And then
Signs.
And then Signs,
yeah.
yeah.
Signs towards the end of the race.
They managed the race really well to where he was able to stay out in front of Signs. And I think they had the better pace over the Williams car, and Williams knew that. So then they were really trying to manage and make sure that they got onto the podium. So,
Yeah.
both did well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Russell.
I'm sure Toto's happy.
Yeah.
Well,
doubt.
Well, as happy as you could be considering.
As happy as Toto could be, yes.
Yeah,
I think so.
Totally.
Totally Toto.
All right, cool. So we were talking about Lawson and how he was overtaken by the Mercedes. What about Yuki Tsunoda?
Well, Yuki.
Where was he? And we know he didn't have a bad race, but what happened with him? Like, what was your takeaway from Yuki's race?
You know, it was a little challenging because he does get behind Lawson, and of course Lawson being in the Racing Bulls, both of them they had swapped teams because of performance, and
3 races into the season.
3 races into the season, crazy. But here Yuki is, and he can't really get past him. I mean, but at some point also, like, he knows, like, it's. You know, it's kind of like their sister team, so he can't really run into him. He's got to make a clean pass,
right?
And he's just not able to.
But you also know it's still Lawson, right?
Right.
So
it's still
having
Lawson.
a clean pass is a very difficult thing because Lawson doesn't enable clean passes typically.
Right. So I mean, he keeps Yuki at bay.
Yeah.
The other thing that's going on behind Yuki is Norris is coming up. And so the whole time that Yuki's trying to pass over Lawson, he's got Norris in his rearview mirror. So he's got to watch both of those. He doesn't want to lose the place.
Right.
He wants to gain a place, but unless it's like wide open, he's not going to go for it. And he just didn't.
He just didn't.
Yeah. And maybe
Or
his
he
car
couldn't.
just couldn't.
Yeah,
Maybe the tires were out, whatever. But he was really close. But
right.
Yeah. But overall, I thought he did well. For Yuki,
yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I mean 6th place.
Yeah,
I mean that's
not,
pretty.
It's probably
the highest he's had this year. Maybe,
it's probably the highest.
I think it is.
I think so.
Yeah, so I mean he should celebrate that. I mean, it's not what Sergio Perez would have been like in a couple of years ago.
Yeah, but Sergio probably would have been 6th, 7th the whole season.
Right.
Yeah.
He would have been top 10 all year.
Right,
long,
exactly,
or higher.
Maybe. With that, is this the last year Yuki will have at Red Bull?
I think so, but with Menkes coming over, I think that it does give him an opportunity to stay on board, and I think that they're going to look at their options. Like you've got Hajar, very well could. Do they think that he's ready for it? I'm not sure. Beginning of the season, Helmut Marko had some kind of harsh things to say, but he's performed really well this year.
Yeah.
He's performed very, very well. So you've got him. Of course, you do have Lawson. I don't think anybody thinks he's coming back to Red Bull anytime soon. And then you've got Arvel Lindblad, which is in, I think, F2. There's a possibility of him coming on board, coming to Racing Bulls.
Yeah.
There's a very good chance that this is Yuki's last season. So he needs to perform. If he performs well, they probably keep his place. But if not, I don't think so. But he's going to have to be better than 6th, I think.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to keep him.
Yeah, I don't either.
Know. I just don't see it with all the up and comers they have. You know, like
I don't see why you would when like typically Hajar outperforms him each weekend.
That's right.
This weekend he didn't, but most of the time he does, and he doesn't have a superior car.
Makes you wonder if there's any other team that would want Yuki, like maybe an Alpine or something, because they've been pretty awful.
They really have. I think Alpine's more looking for somebody that has money, that brings sponsorship, and
maybe
does.
Maybe that could be Yuki then.
He does with Honda, but they're not going with Honda. They're going with Mercedes.
That's right.
I mean, you've got Aston Martin that's going with Honda, so that's why all the backup driver talk with him. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I think there's a chance. I don't think it's like a nail in the coffin yet.
I just don't see any team that would want his services.
Yeah. It's
we'll
kind of
see.
sad.
Yeah,
I like Yuki. He seems like a good guy, and he also seems like I don't know. He seems like he's a pretty good driver, but
yeah, totally.
Just hadn't put it together.
Okay, cool. Speaking about Alpine, So Baku was a little embarrassing for them.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about an awful quali. Both drivers essentially out
In the same curve.
in the same curve. Did one lead to another, or
Possibly.
you think so?
I think so.
Or one got nervous? Like Calapinto got nervous when he saw Gasly there?
I think it may have like thrown him off by a second. I think he saw Gasly, saw the lights, saw the turn,
Yeah.
and then he was late, and yeah, I think
That
it
was
threw him
it,
off.
yeah.
That's my own opinion. I might be very wrong on that, but
Yeah.
that's what I think.
So yeah, they were both in the back, and then of course you had Albon hit Calapinto, which kind of took him back a little bit during the race, and they both ended up getting lapped by Max Verstappen, and not to mention they're both, well, should I say not both, but like the team is dead last. What's going on with them? Like, I don't know. It's almost like, is it time to sell the team?
Just about. I mean,
right?
it seemed like they're just like literally like progressing backwards, like each time, and it's what is going on? Calapinto, I think the only reason he's there is because of the money.
Yeah,
I'd really like. He was driving better than
had
Gasly this weekend.
He had potential.
Yeah,
I mean, it didn't come from nowhere. Like,
right,
he was
right.
pretty good last year. I mean, he would crash, but it wasn't that bad. This time, he's not delivering at all.
No.
Anything. And compared to Gasly's doing the best he can with the car, right? But even when it was Gasly Ocon in that car, it was still better than what Calapinto's doing and delivering. So, yeah.
I think they need it. I think there's a lot of changes.
They need a good team
happen.
principal, and they need just some.
Do you think Christian Horner will come around for them?
I think he could, with time, turn it around over there.
Yeah.
I don't see why not. Or he could just make his own, what do they call them? Consortium of investors, and maybe just take over that team.
That would be pretty interesting if he bought the team.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You just don't really see a future for the Alpine team.
Yeah, no. I think that they're going to be back at the grid next year. Cadillac will probably be in front of them.
And Cadillac, Haas, all of them.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
And yeah. Well, interesting. Do you have any other?
Let's see here. Max Verstappen. We've talked a little bit about him.
Yeah.
And yeah, he just dominates. I mean, we mentioned it again, and I just want to say it again.
You just want to reflect,
just
on
in
Max
case the recording, in case you missed it the first time. Yeah, he just dominates, and the way that he goes about it, it's just incredible. Just incredible.
I think he has a way of demonstrating every weekend why he is, honestly, I think, the GOAT. He makes it look easy.
He does.
And not a lot of other drivers do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could talk about Lewis Hamilton back in the day, maybe, but I mean, look at Hamilton now, and he's just like nowhere.
Right. Yeah.
And we didn't even talk about Ferrari.
Oh gosh,
there was nothing to talk about.
I mean, they're just they're the perfect middle of the pack child right now.
Yeah.
Which is really sad, I think. But
yeah, I'm sure the Tifosi aren't happy.
Yeah, they can't be.
No. Yeah.
Mediocrity.
For real. And then you have Leclerc, again, kind of doing a silly move in quali as well. They looked okay in the race. They looked.
There were times where you thought they were going to do really well, and then
they just kind of nowhere.
They just didn't. Yeah.
Where did Lewis end up?
They ended up like back to back. They ended up
7th and 8th.
Yes,
oh wait, no,
8th and 9th. Hamilton was 8th.
8th and 9th. Yeah,
8th and 9th.
That's right.
They pretty much stayed right there. Like Hamilton looked like he had an opportunity to possibly close in on Norris a little bit more, but
right.
They never deployed the battery to go after it, whatever the case may be, and he didn't. And it's kind of sad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have next week, so let's see how that goes.
Yes.
Singapore, or not next week. It's 2 weeks
2
from
weeks
now.
from now, I
Yeah,
think so.
that's
So
right.
Singapore, what are your predictions, Daniel?
My predictions are going to be Verstappen, Russell, Leclerc. I know we just said we don't see a lot
Nice.
of anything really good coming from Ferrari, but if they pull off a good weekend and they learn from what happened this in this track, I think they have some possibilities to pull something out of the bag.
The difference between first and second and third, I mean, it is so close
Yeah.
this year. Like in years past, it was like a huge difference, but right now it is really marginal.
Yeah.
If Leclerc can get a good quali, I mean,
That's all it might take.
it could set him for the podium.
That's right.
And he's great at quali. So,
right.
he's got a great chance. So, yeah, for me, my predictions for the race in Singapore, I predict that Piastri and Norris are going to be back on the podium. So 1-2, Piastri, Norris, and then Verstappen.
Okay.
I will really want to have Verstappen on the podium. I would love to see him win. I'd love to see Russell, and I'd love to see McLaren like have another weekend like in Baku.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's going to happen. They're strong. They're going to come back.
Well, Mercedes does work. They work better in cooler conditions, right? This is
it's
a
gonna be
night race,
hot.
so
It's a night race, but it's
it's-
Singapore, man. I mean, it's Singapore. It's hot.
Yeah.
It's humid.
that's true.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we'll see.
we don't know until we get there. So,
Well, I do. No, I'm kidding. No.
all right, cool.
Yes. So I think that's all that I got.
Yeah, that's all I have too.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for listening.
Yes.
And so like, subscribe, follow, share.
Comment.
Yes, comment. If you comment,
Craig will answer all your.
pretty much.
Comments.
Pretty much.
So.
That's the truth. So if you want to talk to me, there you go.
Yes.
So yeah. Well, thank you guys. And yeah.
All right, Craig.
So stay
Well.
passionate out there in all that you do. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Craig. Bye.
Thanks, Daniel. Bye-bye.